how Rick won an Oscar for his brilliant new movie, The Brave One. However, Rick's actual name is Dalton Trumbo, who is part of the Hollywood 10.
As you may recall, Blacklisted screenwriters have been writing scripts under fake names so that they can continue to work.
Now let's go to Kate for more on this issue.
Thanks, Olivia. I'm here with Dalton Trumbo. So, Dalton, in October of 1947, during your trial, you were asked if you are or ever were part of the Communist Party. How did you respond?
Myself and 9 other movie industry producers, directors, and writers refused to answer that question by pleading the First Amendment. However, we were sentenced to 6 to 12 months in federal prison and fined $1,000 for contempt of Congress.
Who were the other 9 people that were put on trial with you?
They were Alva Bessie, Lester Cole, Rainey Lardner Jr., John Howard Lawson, Albert Maltz, Samuel Ornitz, Herbert Bieberman, Edward Dmytryk, and Adrian Scott.
There were 10 of you that refused to answer the question, but did anyone choose to speak out?
Actually, there are over 300 people that did admit to communist behavior or that they knew someone like this. Ronald Reagan was one prime example of one of the witnesses that spoke out. He told the House Un-American Committee, who was running the trials, of some people that he worked with that he believed had communist qualities.
My last question for you today is whether or not you believe that the decision the jury had made was justified.
No, I believe that it was a breach of the First Amendment. It was not justified at all, and they should not have imprisoned all 10 of us.
Thank you, Dalton. Now back to Olivia and Alex in the studio.
Thanks, Kate and Dalton. That was very interesting.
To learn more about the blacklisting and these trials, let's go back to Kate and Monica, our historian.
Thanks, Alex. I'm here with Monica, a very knowledgeable historian. How are you doing today, Monica?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for having me.
First off, do you think you could sum up exactly what occurred during the House Un-American trials?
The House Un-American trials accused many people in the movie industry of having communist qualities. If they did not respond, then they were put on the blacklist and other consequences may have followed, such as those of the Hollywood 10. If they did confess, there were no consequences.
What was the House Un-American Committee?
It was a group that searched for communists and other saboteurs that was founded in 1938.
How else could somebody be put on the list other than not cooperating? And were there consequences other than the blacklist?
If their name was said by someone else during the trials, they could be put on the blacklist. The other consequences were fines and imprisonment.
Was there a way to get off the blacklist? If yes, how could they do so?
Yes, actually there is. They would have to stand in front of the House Un-American Committee and name any other communists in the industry that they knew of.
Thanks, Monica. I'm glad you took the time to talk with us about the House Un-American Committee trial.
Oh, hi there. Thanks, Kate and Monica. Now let's go back to Kate, but this time with Madame Jasmine, our fortune teller.
Welcome, Madame Jasmine. It's great to have you here today.
Thank you. It is great to be here.
So let's get down to it. We all know the cold, hard facts about the blacklist and the Hollywood 10, but do you believe that blacklisting will ever be abolished?
My sources tell me that blacklisting will almost be completely gone by the 1950s due to Senator Joseph McCarthy of Wisconsin's similar trials aimed at Congress members. Hold on. I'm starting to get the feeling that actors, writers, directors, and producers will also begin to receive more credit for their work, such as Donald Trump.
Well, I'm glad that Trumbo started to receive more credit for his work. The movies that are produced now by the non-blacklisted actors, screenwriters, producers, and directors are very boring and bland. It will be a relief to see the good actors, screenwriters, producers, and directors making movies again. Do you see anything in the future about the House Un-American Committee?
Well, it's difficult to just summon information, but I can try. Let's see. Oh, yes. The House Un-American Committee is abolished in January of 1975 by Congress.
Well, that answers all of my questions. Thank you for coming.
Anytime.
That's all for today. Have a good night.
The cookies are here, guys.
Cookies!
Please consider Cloud9 for your next party or event.
on trombone.
It's breaking news from Hollywood. Look at me.
So don't.
Sorry.